Hey guys, it's Chantel from Choose Love Art. I'll be taking over Eco Bella's stories today to show you how to create this super easy flick wing eyeliner look. If you want to learn how to do this, then keep on watching, and I'll also have an exclusive promo code for you at the end. Okay, hair is back, face is bare, and to start you're going to be needing your Eco Bella Flower Cover Up Foundation. I'm using the shade Light Beige, and you're also going to need either a kabuki brush or a stippling brush to apply it. I've used both, and it works great with this foundation, so it's up to you. Okay, so my favorite way to put the foundation on is to squeeze very lightly because it comes out pretty easily, a good amount. So maybe that's like, I guess if it was a pump, 2 pumps worth, but it really depends on the coverage that you need. I like full coverage. If you like lighter, you only need a tiny bit. So it's totally. So next, I like to just put my finger in the product and make a bunch of little dots on my face. This I find is the easiest way to make sure you're getting a nice even coverage, and you can blend it out nice and smoothly so there's no harsh lines or. And the next step, of course, is to just buff all that out until it's nice and even. This foundation has fantastic coverage. I have a lot of redness and some acne scarring on the bottom of my chin, but it covers all that up nicely. And next up, we have concealer. So their concealer comes in like a little lipstick bullet, and I use the shade Beige. This is super convenient for application. So what I like to do is basically create like a V under my eyes with it, like so. And then I also like to put a little bit on my chin, on the bridge of my nose, and a little bit on my forehead. And this basically just highlights those points of your face. And this also has fantastic coverage. So I'm going to use a concealer brush to just blend all this out. Now, obviously, I am doing like a full face of makeup. But again, you can be as light-handed or as heavy as you want with this kind of stuff. I just like full coverage makeup personally. But again, these are so great for anyone. Okay, now that that's all done, you can see it does leave a very dewy finish. There are organic oils in their makeup, but I'm going to mattify that now with their Flower Cover Up powder in the shade Pale, and I'm just using a fluffy powder brush for this. I will say that their shades do run a bit dark, so I'm using Pale and it's still a little dark for me in terms of powder, but the foundation is a little light, so it actually works out perfectly for me, but be mindful of that if you're purchasing powder from them. Okay, so we are coming along very nicely. As you can see, this has got, again, great coverage, and it did mattify and just tone down that shine big time by adding the powder. So next up, we're going to be doing blush, and I'm actually using one blush as a bronzer and then one as a regular blush. The one that I'm putting on my cheeks as a regular blush is the Peach Rose Flower Cover Up blush, and then I'm using Earthy Rose as a bronzer. And these are so pigmented, so you literally need. So they come in these little pans like this so that you can kind of just create your own palette. They are magnetic in the back. And again, they look small. All of their products look small in size, but because you only need such a little bit, it makes them last forever. So with a large fluffy blush brush or powder face brush, I'm going to be taking the tiniest amount. Like, that's probably even too much. And I'm going to just dust a little bit onto, look at that. That was just like barely doing anything. And then I'm going to work that into my cheeks and just fade it out all the way to my ear or hairline, just so there's no harsh lines. You want to just make sure it's blended out really nicely. And then, of course, you're going to do the same for the other side. I already did that. You can see how much beautiful pigment that has with just the tiniest amount. Really brightened up and rosied up my cheeks. I love this color. It's like a peachy, pinky. Now, using Earthy Rose, I'm going to take that same blush and that same technique, just the tiniest amount, put a little bit onto the back of my hand, and then I'm going to use this as a bronzer because it is a deeper blush. I can get away with that. As you can see, that really just kind of darkened up my face and gave it some dimension. I like to put bronzer on the top of my forehead here and a little bit on my jawline, and it just basically gives your face dimension and keeps it from looking flat by just being all one washed. So moving on to eyes, we're actually going to be creating a flick or wing liner look, and we're going to start off by using the Eco Bella Black Pencil Liner in Velvet. And how I like to start my wing liner is basically by drawing a tiny line, and I do the line just like this, and basically this helps me to map out how far I want my wing to go. So once I draw this line, I then start in the middle of my eye and I just trace right along my lash line until I get to, and here's an example of it completed. So I started here and basically just did it all the way until it reached that point. Now I'm going to take this same pencil and I want my line to be thinner as I go towards my tear duct. So kind of, there's the completed wing or flick liner for this eye. So as you can see, it's thinner and then it gradually thickened up to the wing. Now we're actually going to darken this with a little trick I use with mascara, but first I'm going to do this eye the same exact way I just did the other eye. Okay, so both eyes are complete. Next up, we're going to be taking the Bella mascara in black, and we're going to be taking a angle brush, just any old angle brush, like so. And what we're going to do to darken, first of all, how cute is their mascara with their little mirror in the back? Their lip glosses also have this. So this is super cool for when you're on the road or just out and about, you need to touch up your stuff. I love that. Okay, so with your angle brush, you're going to basically take a little bit of product right from the, and it should look like this, just basically covered with product. And then you're gonna follow that same exact line you just did, but what this is gonna do is just darken up that wing and make it look more defined and cleaned up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. So after doing that, you can see there's a huge difference. Look how dark and defined that wing looks versus this one. Now I don't recommend you skip this step just because this really makes it easy to create the outline and the base and foundation for just tracing. Okay, both eyes are done. Now you're just gonna apply 2 coats of mascara to each eye. What I love about Bella's makeup is how clean it is and how it can be used on your face in different ways without irritation or anything, just because the ingredients are so pure. It's wonderful. Okay, we are almost done with this look. Next up, we're gonna be taking the Bella lip liner in terracotta, and we are going to just follow our lip line with this beautiful color. And don't worry if it's not perfect, we're gonna fill it in with lipstick anyway, so it can get sloppy, messy, it doesn't matter. And this is just a beautiful, just kind of like a deep pink terracotta, true to the name color. So next up we're gonna be taking the Bella Vitamin E Lip Smoother in Go Bare, and I love that. Look at that vitamin E right in the middle. So this is probably the most unique way that I've ever seen this, and it's nourishing and provides color. So we're gonna go ahead and just fill that. Okay, and the last and final step is to take their lip gloss, Flower Color lip gloss in the color Peace, and we're just gonna put a little bit in the middle here. And so here's the final look, you guys. I hope you found this helpful and super easy to do. They were kind enough to give you guys an exclusive discount code with me. So if you spend $25 or more, you get 25% off in their shop, which is awesome. So be sure to follow me at Choose Love Art with any questions. And until next time, guys, see ya.